Hello, welcome to Personal Branding for EVENTPROFS, how to step up and stand out. So my name's Juliet. I'm not going to waste too much of your time talking about me, but hello, if we've not met before, I'm so happy you're here. I'm Juliet Tripp. I have worked in the world of events for 10 years now, and honestly, I could not imagine doing anything else. I live, eat, breathe, sleep this industry, and I think it's just incredible. So really happy that we've got this strong community joining this afternoon. I am Deputy Head of Global Events for an international business-to-business publisher called Chemical Watch, and I organise international and virtual conferences. I've got a few other things that I do. I like to keep busy, so I'm a speaker and a moderator. I coach event professionals on goal setting and how to make stuff happen. I have my make it happen mantra literally above my head in lights because it's so important to me. I am founder of Event Goal Getters, which is a community and membership for ambitious event profs. And I've just announced that I'm launching a podcast called Like an Event Boss. But the biggest and most important role in my life is that I'm a sausage dog mum to these two. I thought I'd just pop them on the screen to brighten up your afternoon. This is Chester and Chip. Right, now let's get on to the important stuff. So what is a personal brand? What is a personal brand? This might be a completely new concept to you. If it is, then welcome. I'm here to let you know. This might be something that you know quite a lot about. It might be that you are already really confident with your personal brand, but you just want to take it to the next level this year. Well, this webinar is for you as well. And I'm going to be sharing lots of different tips and tricks so that you can really understand the concept of a personal brand and how, most importantly, you can make it work for you. So personal branding is positioning yourself as a credible thought leader, an industry expert within your field, whatever that may be. I know we've got a lot of event profs joining this afternoon, but we've also got some people from other industries, and you are very welcome here too. A personal brand can absolutely be for anyone at any point in their life. And I'm certainly going to be talking you through that because I think it's a common misconception that personal branding is just for business owners or just for entrepreneurs. No, that is not the case. Personal brand is for everyone. And I want you to feel super empowered to absolutely own yours and spread the word on what you do and who you're all about. So for a moment, just to kind of get clear on branding and what it actually is, I'd like you to think about a brand or a company. Just one that springs to mind right away in your head. Do you know what they stand for? What do you think of when you see their logo or when you hear their name? Do you know their values? Do you know their mission, their vision, and what is important to them? This is their brand, and the most dynamic brands stand out. The most dynamic personal brands stand out. And that is because they are super clear and absolutely kind of spot on what they stand for. Good branding is about people recognizing you for what you do, for what you love. It's about reputation. It's about perception, often with the least amount of information given as possible. So it might be that you've just got your picture that pops up somewhere on, a networking event. And I know who you are by your photo. I know who you are by your Instagram handle and what you stand for. And actually, there's quite a few people I can see in the chat that I do know. I do know within the industry. We've certainly got some strong personal brands here. A personal brand is how you choose your strengths, your opinions, your habits to really highlight what it is that makes you you. If you do know me, you will know that I love a motivational and somewhat cheesy quote. So here's the first one. No one is you, and that is your superpower. Your personal brand is all about your superpowers and what makes you stand out. All the tools and the actions and the things that you believe in go into your toolkit. Your personal brand toolkit is your strongest tool for success. Success in the job market, success in launching a business, success in scaling the corporate ladder in and out of your organization. So who on earth am I to tell you why it's important? I think it's important that you know my background and that you know why I feel that I have the right to be here on this virtual stage talking to you about building a personal brand. This is something that I have poured an awful lot of hustle and heart into over the last couple of years. And I have seen firsthand the benefits that bringing a strong personal brand into my life and into the world can bring back to me. So some of those are speaking on industry global stages, such as International CONFEX, can't wait for this year, speaking on global virtual events, including a recent one which had 12,000 people registered, launching my own podcast, Like an Event Boss, bringing in additional income streams to support my family during a pandemic, influencer marketing, growing my Instagram following, growing a community, and more. The reason I have been able to do these things alongside my full-time job is firstly because I drink a lot of coffee, but secondly, because I have a strong, clear personal brand. My personal brand is all about some specific things. It's event strategy, it's goal setting, it's personal development. And through curating and crafting my own personal brand, I am now known as the go-to in events for personal development. And that is because I focus in on my niche. I'm going to be telling you a little bit more and sharing how you can do this too. But write that down, focus on your niche, focus on your superpowers. It's super, super important. That is a lovely comment, Queen of the Personal Brand. Thank you very much. Thank you. So yeah, it's a super strong tool for success. So please, please know that. Feel inspired today, because I think that you can all have the power to create personal brands or grow your personal brand. The webinar is going to be available to watch afterwards, but do stay tuned and stay here live because we've got lots of exciting things to share. So why is it important to build a personal brand now? The industry is coming back. Events are coming back. Lockdown will soon, hopefully, be over. But none of that matters, because right now is the best time to start anything. You know, the best time really to start a business, build a personal brand is yesterday. The second best time is today. If you take action now in telling the world what you're all about and what you stand for, you are leveling up. You are getting your voice heard now so that you are ready for that industry comeback. You are ready for those future job opportunities or whatever it is that you're going to do. People that have strong personal brands and stand out now are going to be the ones who are 1, 2, 3, 4 giant steps ahead from those that don't. It's not an essential. You can live your life without a personal brand. It doesn't need to be the be all and end all, but it's certainly super powerful. And I really encourage you to craft your own. The benefits to having a strong personal brand are limitless. I mentioned some of them earlier, but job opportunities, carving a niche, starting your own business, starting a side hustle, blogging, speaking, podcasting, webinars, just standing out and being known as a thought leader. What an incredible goal that you could set for yourself, to be a thought leader in the thing that you absolutely love and believe in and value the most. It's important to mention what a strong personal brand is not. Okay, a strong personal brand is not just an aesthetic Instagram feed of quote picture, quote picture, quote picture. Like, forget that. Just be you. A personal brand is not a Canva logo. You are so much more than that. Your personal brand is you. Like, Canva's great, logos are great. Have one, great, wonderful. But your personal brand is you. Your personal brand is not saying you're an expert without taking action. This year, and certainly this time with social media, with stuff like the Clubhouse phenomenon that's sweeping the world, is showing that there are a lot of experts. There's a lot of experts and there's a lot of experts. I truly believe that anyone can be an expert. You all are experts in your different areas of expertise. The difference between an expert and an expert is that this one takes action. They're not just saying they are, for example, a virtual event expert. but they are sharing their expertise with their community. They are sharing advice. They are discussing the trends. They are there at the front of the queue, or they are the first person with their hand up to ask a question. These people are the experts, and you can totally be an expert in your field. You've just got to take action on it. I mentioned this earlier, and I'll mention it again, but personal brands are not just for business owners. If you are listening in right now and you work for a business, you work for a company, a corporate, or whatever kind of brand, and you are worried about creating your personal brand because you think it might be going against your business's values, please stop worrying. A personal brand can absolutely be for everyone. And you have every right to build your personal brand. If you do have an employer, that's fine as well, because it's what you stand for. And ultimately, a supportive employer will cherish you as an employee, and they will welcome the opportunities that you're creating to grow visibility for your company. So do not think that this is just for entrepreneurs or business owners, CEOs. It is for everyone, whether you're a student, whether you're a director, a CEO, a manager, an assistant, whatever you're doing. If you're working or if you're not working right now, you can still have a personal brand. Your personal brand is you, it's not your employer. So your personal branding formula, there is so much that goes into building a personal brand, but I truly believe that this list is full of must-haves for you to consider along the way. So some of the things to go into your personal branding formula are your values, okay, what you believe in, what you stand for, your story, your past, your present, your future, your passions, your mission, your vision, your authority. What are you an expert in? What can you share with the world? Your expertise. And probably most importantly, in my eyes, your personal branding formula should include a heart-centered approach. It should be from the heart. It should be because you believe in it, because you believe in this stuff that you want to share. When you blend all of these together and you have a really curated approach with, lots of these different elements, that is when your personal brand shines. It stands out. In a little while, I'm going to be showing you some really strong personal brands within the events industry who I think you might have heard of, but these people have really poured all of these bits and pieces in. It's like creating a big personal brand soup, for example. Love an analogy. So you're pouring in all these things, mixing it all up, and then there is your personal brand. The art of social lighting. I've written this quote down because I just love it. A standout personal brand is a powerful tool when you are attending events and networking within the industry, whatever industry you're in. But a badass personal brand is the difference between walking into a room and no one knowing you to walking into a room and turning those heads because everyone's like, yes, I know him. I know what he's all about. Or yes, oh my God, it's her. She does this. She does that. I need to go and talk to her. Have a think. Have you attended a networking event at some point in your life and, someone's walked in the room and suddenly you know their presence, like they're there. You don't need to be totally outgoing. You don't need to be an extrovert to have this effect. You can be an introvert, you can be quiet, you can be reserved, but you can still have an impact on the room. You can still create waves. You can still be a badass with your personal brand. Telling your story. We mentioned storytelling a little bit before, but this is really important, having that heart-centered approach, which is all about you. Bring your personality into your personal brand, because it's not just posting like old event photos or Instagram quotes. It's about bringing your life and what you stand for, what you believe in. Now, what you believe in might be sustainable events. What you believe in might also be showing up when you don't feel like it, or showing up when you are showcasing your favorite gin and tonics that you drink on a Saturday night, or your dogs. Like, my personal brand includes my dogs. Sorry, not sorry. Bring in a heart-centered approach. People buy from people. Okay. People buy from people. And by buy, you don't need to have a product or a service. They can still buy into you and your brand and your values, whether that is continuing to engage with you on social media, offering you a job, connecting with you, networking with you, collaborating. Build the know, like, and trust factor with your personal brand. If you want to grow as a person, as a professional person within the industry, create content and create opportunities for the know, like, and trust factor to come out. You want people to know you want people to like you, and you want people to trust you. This goes online, and this stands for offline as well. Heart-centered personal brands speak absolute volumes. I always like to show the good times, the bad times, the ugly times of being an event prof. It's a little harder now, we're all at home, but you will see me sharing stuff like industry information or trends. You will also see me showing like what it's like to be waking up with crazy jet lag before a 20-hour day on site, or maybe when I've had one too many drinks and I'm on site. Because that's fun, because that's life, that's being an event prof. You'll also see the tough days as well. Like if I've had a bad day, sometimes I'm honest about that as well, because I think it's important that you know that if you do know me, you know that I am Miss Positive 99% of the time. So ask a friend or colleague. If you are wondering how on earth do I get started, ask a friend or colleague. If you were to describe me in 3 words, what would they be? So I did this earlier on my social media as an experiment. And this wasn't like a fishing for compliments thing, because I'm absolutely open to people telling me that I'm annoying, I speak too much, and I need to stop talking about my dogs, because although 3 of those things are probably true some of the time. But by asking people what they know you for, how they would describe you, that helps you to see if you're on track and if your personal brand is aligning with the perception of you from other people. So some of the things that people were saying when I asked the question, I was really proud because they were linking up. So it is stuff like drive and ambition, which I really, really am. I'm a fiercely ambitious person, and I like to show that in my content. I like to empower others to feel ambitious and feel inspired. So it was really nice to see that. But there were other things that I thought, oh, I don't really consider myself that kind of trait. So it will help me curate and craft. And it's just a great starting point. You've got to be a little bit brave, but definitely give it a try. It's a great way to start. So another note on eventrepreneurs and event employees, another reminder that personal branding is for you if you've got a business. It's for you if you're unemployed. It is for you if you're furloughed. It's for you if you are job seeking, if you are in a business, if you are part of a company. A personal brand is for everyone. So hopefully you're definitely feeling that if I get one message across today. So let's get started. Creating and crafting your personal brand 101. I want you to think about how you serve others. How do you show up for others within your community, within your world? Do you want to be a person who is just there? Or do you want to be someone that's put on this planet to make a difference? Whether making a difference is to one person or 1 million people. Think about the impact that you want to have on the world, because this can go into your personal brand. This helps you stand out. This helps you be identified in a room full of people and spotted in a crowd. Either way, whether you want to just blend in or you want to stand out, it matters. It matters for your personal brand, so make that decision. Think about the kind of impact that you want to make on the world. It doesn't need to be a huge, groundbreaking, life-changing impact. It can just be that you want to show up as the most committed event manager, or that you want to change the world for young people, or that you want to raise loads of money for a charity that's important to you. Think about what kind of opportunities you want to create for yourself and for others within your community. Your personal brand can help you do this too. Who do you want by your side? I don't mean literally. I mean, who do you want within your circle that are going to help you move forward, that are going to help you get empowered, get inspired, and grow your brand and grow your following and your community? Have a think about what you're a thought leader in. Okay. You don't need to be an expert with 20 years experience to be a thought leader. You are all worthy of sharing your thoughts with the world. You are all worthy of sharing your thoughts with the world. See, I repeated it because it is that important, and it means so much to know that you're listening in, and that I really, really want you to think about this. So I'd like you to write down right now one thing that you are a thought leader in. One thing that you are just so empowered and you know about. I was going to swear then, I'm not going to. If you want to drop it in the chat, I would love to hear, what are you a thought leader in? Is it sustainable events? Is it creating events for young people? Is it championing women? Is it leading in new tech trends? Like, what are you a thought leader on? What is your thing? My thing is personal development. My thing is goal setting. My thing is strategy. I talk about these things because I know them and I live and breathe them and I love them. So that's my thing, but I'd love to hear what you are a thought leader in. If you don't want to share it, just make sure that you write it down because I want you to be inspired. We've got some great things coming in, ROI of events and the power of networking. Yes, mental health, so important. So inspired by you guys for sharing. Okay, Clubhouse. Namin is a thought leader in Clubhouse. Great to see these things coming in the chat. So think about what you're a thought leader in. Customer service, yes. Hospitality, amazing. You can do these things because you know these things. You know them better than other people. You know them better than me. Innovation, personalized travel brands, love that. So cool. Like, my strengths are going to be completely different from yours. My weaknesses might be your strengths and vice versa. Okay, events being all about people, it's a people thing. Yes, you are a thought leader in that. I love it. Also think, and it's not essential, but how can you create an income by creating an impact? At some point, we've all got to make money. We've got to pay the bills. We've got to grow and develop. But how can you create an income by creating an impact? Because you can leverage your personal brand to do so, either within work or side hustles or anything. I'm loving seeing your thought leadership coming into the chat. It's really inspiring me. Love it. Brightening my afternoon, guys. Thank you. So scaling your personal brand, a few tips on how. We'll say that for my exact strategies, save these dates below, and I'll tell you more about that at the end. But a few ways that you can scale your personal brand. Speaking up in meetings, okay? If you want to start small, start small. There are plenty of opportunities that you can create for yourself, either within the workplace, within your friend group. Okay, just start speaking up on the things that matter. Talk to me about it. Come into my DMs on Instagram and tell me what you want to share, like what you want to tell the world about in thought leadership, because I'd love to hear it. And I'm so happy to listen to you guys. Networking. Okay. Networking is a great opportunity to scale your personal brand. There are networking groups online. There will be networking events offline soon. Fingers crossed. I'll see you all there with a glass of something very fizzy. Collaboration over competition. This one is huge. Do not rule out other people in your industry and your peers. Like, when you collaborate and when you work together, there is something so powerful about that. I do not see other event profs as my competition because I have a strong personal brand, because I know it and I own it. I collaborate with people. I collaborate with people who are on the same path as me, or people with different personal brands and different thoughts as well. Speaking opportunities. I love to speak, so I'm always talking about this, but on stage, virtually, we mentioned Clubhouse earlier. Clubhouse is an incredible tool right now. I'm sorry to the Android users, it will be coming soon, I promise. But put your hand up, speak up on Clubhouse. It can be really, really effective, and it's a great practice before you actually have to show your face. Give it a try. Blogs. If you don't have your own blog, could you ask to be a guest on someone else's blog? Social media. Scale your personal brand on social media. Keep telling people what it is that you do and what you believe in. Industry shout outs, because I love our industry. Okay, there's 3 people here, and I would love to hear if you've seen these or you know who they are before I tell you who they are and what they stand for. Because I believe these 3 individuals have some of the strongest personal brands in our industry. And that is why some of you might know them. Kate's saying, of course we know them. And I'm guessing one of the reasons you know these people is because they've got strong personal brands, because they stand out and they're really clear in what they stand for. I've seen some comments coming into the chat, which means that you guys do know them. If you don't, no pressure, no drama. But I'm going to tell you who they are and why I think they've got strong personal brands. So we've got Sabrina Mayers, who's a founder of Hot Hospitality Exchange. Her personal brand is all about social media. It's about vlogging. It's about personal branding. And she is so clear on this mission and vision. I've put their Instagram handles in here and I recommend you follow them. They are on all social media and you can find them. But if you don't know who they are, they're just examples of people that have curated and crafted a really strong brand. We've got Holly Moore in the middle, who is a personal friend of mine, but also just incredible. She's a founder of Make Events, which is a creative events agency in Manchester. She is queen of the pandemic pivot, and she has spoken a lot, very candidly and openly, about how her business has had to pivot. Women in leadership. She's a great example of a strong woman in the world of events. And Robert Kenwood here and his little puppet, which is really cute. So Robert is a recruiter. He's talking about recruitment with a heart-centered approach by focusing on people. He champions others. He supports the events community. And these are all things that have poured into his personal brand. So do check these guys out. They're great at what they do, but they have strong personal brands also. The art of the elevator pitch. We've got just a few more moments, and a couple more slides, and then I'm going to get to some of those questions. We've got Obama doing a mic drop here because I just love him. I love him so much. Anyway, the elevator pitch. What is an elevator pitch? This is your opportunity to tell someone or some people who you are and what you do. Why is it important? Your elevator pitch is important because it can absolutely create an opportunity for you. We call it an elevator pitch because essentially it means that you should be able to say who you are, what you do, and what you stand for in the time it takes for you to get into an elevator, see someone, go up or down a few floors, and then get out. So it's got to be quick and it's got to be curated. So we're going to help you craft your elevator pitch because I want you to take that away as something, really powerful and inspirational that you can do. I like to use this photo because it's all about the mic drop moments. If I see you in a lift and I think, I've got an opportunity to tell you more about my personal brand, I want to literally walk out of that lift with a mic drop. So you're like, oh my God, yeah, I know what she stands for. So I want to encourage you to do the same. It shouldn't be scary, an elevator pitch, because it's all about you. And when it comes from the heart, it's not scary because it's not scripted, because you can literally be like, bam, 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 this is what I do. Okay, so your networking elevator pitch can be at networking events. It can be in your social media bio. It can be in your About Me sections on your website, a company website. It can be when you introduce yourself on Clubhouse. It can be meeting a potential employer, or it could be meeting someone who inspires you and you suddenly want to sort of tell them what you're all about and what you stand for. So these are some of the places that you can use your elevator pitch. And this is the how you're going to create that elevator pitch. Okay, so we are going to include who you are, what you do, who you serve, and how you serve them. Who you are, what you do, who you serve, and how you serve them. If you are thinking like right now, oh, I want to start a personal brand, I want to kind of get my social media set as the first step. This is a really great formula to pop in your Instagram bio, for example, or your Twitter bio. You know, you don't have a load of characters, so you can really kind of list who you are, what you stand for, how you're showing up on social, what people can expect from you. Like what they can expect from you is how you're serving them. It's really powerful because that's a first impression. Our first impressions are online right now. So by having a really strong elevator pitch, you can absolutely create opportunities. You can be known and you can have a standout personal brand. So the art of the killer elevator pitch is creating, curating, making it work for you, and adapting it. Like keep adapting your elevator pitch, your bios to opportunities that you need to create, to new things that are going on in your life. You know, include calls to action. If you are looking for a job right now or you are selling something, make sure there's links there. These things are going to help you to create that killer elevator pitch. And I really, really encourage you to take some time over the next week or so to think of yours. You know, write it down, say it out loud, record it on your phone if you need to. So almost at the end, we've got a couple of questions. Please feel free to pop your questions in the chat box now, and I'll get to them in just a moment. But first, I just wanted to tell you about my personal branding course, which I'm collaborating with the lovely Sabrina Mayers for. So I won't talk about this for too long, but the information is here. If you found this useful today, this 5-day course is going to be going into so much detail. We are going to be getting you leveling up as event profs. We are going to use our exact strategies to share with you on how we have created and crafted our personal brands. And get ready for the industry comeback. So there's the information there for that. Thank you guys so much for listening in. So I'm going to get to a couple of your questions now because I see we have got some. So keep posting those. So the first one, can you have a personal brand without being an online guru or having a massive social media presence? Yes. You really, really can. Social media isn't all about online. And I actually prefer having an offline personal brand because I just love people. I love meeting people. I love being in events. So actually curating my offline personal brand is huge for me. And that is attending networking. That is not just stuff that you're doing offline, but stuff that you're not doing live on social media, if that makes sense. So stuff like writing, planning in the background, talking to people on the phone. Like your personal brand isn't just what you're posting on your Instagram story, it's how you walk into a room, it's how you show up for other people, it's how you support other people. You absolutely don't need a big social media or Instagram following. Quality over quantity, and forget the vanity metrics. They are numbers. So number of likes, number of followers, they don't matter. What matters is the type of people and the type of community that you are bringing together. Think about community. And if you are creating and crafting a strong personal brand, the right people will be listening in. The right people will be following you and interacting with you. So I hope that's helpful, Martin. How to increase your network if you're totally new to the field of events. This is great. Like, yeah, welcome. First and foremost, it's so great to have you here in the events world with us. Start talking. Right now, yes, we can't go to live networking events, but there are so many opportunities to join in with stuff. Like you're here today, we're seeing your name, we're seeing you show up. So just get involved, like see what's going on online. You know, start commenting on things that inspire you. That's a really great tip as well. So find industry trends, posts, things like that. Comment, you know, share your thoughts. Even if you don't have big thoughts yet, you can just say, oh, that's a really cool post. That really inspired me. Or ask a question, you know, ask someone how they got to where they are today, anything like that. Just start showing up. There are so many opportunities. I'm happy to share more on my social platforms later if you're looking for, you know, different ideas of where to find out. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay, when using social media, can you grow your personal brand via one platform, for example, LinkedIn, or would you combine it with other channels, Instagram, etc.? This is such a great question. So my recommendation for you is do not do all the things. You can completely combine your personal brand on different platforms, but just don't try and do everything because it will start to feel overwhelming and become a job in itself. So think about power platforms, right? So the platforms that make you happy, that you enjoy spending time on, because social media shouldn't feel like a task. It shouldn't feel overwhelming. And if it does at any stage, get rid of it, step off it for a while, take a break, unfollow people. That you can still have a strong personal brand and not be on social media 24 hours a day. So think about actually, do you want to start out on LinkedIn, but maybe bring a few things into Instagram or Twitter or whatever means the most for you. Essentially, your personal brand is you. So your personal brand should be how you show up everywhere, right? In real life and online. So just don't try and do all the things. It's great to have a consistent look and feel. So when we are talking about aesthetics, think about if you've got sort of brand colors, like my brand colors are very sort of blush pink, pale pink, black and white. I also wear those colors. You'll see me like wearing white, wearing black, wearing pink, because that's what people resonate with me. That's what people associate with me. But you could do that, or you could just make sure that you're sharing consistent messaging and showing up in the same way. So hopefully that's helpful for you, Maisie. Best way to increase your personal brand online and which platforms are best? Okay, this is a good question. There is no best platform right now. There's a lot of noise going on about Clubhouse, and yeah, it's a cool platform, but there are other cool platforms. So in terms of the best way to increase, just start showing up. Just show up. And by show up, I don't mean get burnout by being on social media 24/7, but just spend time, like create a community and start connecting with events communities or people that inspire you, students or industry leaders, experts. Just start kind of just being there and increasing your personal brand. I guess you probably mean scaling your personal brand. So keep creating opportunities. Like, don't think of increasing, because you can increase the number of people that see your brand, but that shouldn't be by number of followers or number of people liking your posts. It should be the amount of opportunities that you're creating. So are you commenting on other people's posts? Are you collaborating with other industry experts or industry peers? Are you attending networking events? Are you getting your name out there? Are you putting your hand up for opportunities, whether that's like writing a blog or volunteering, whatever that is? But just keep showing up for yourself, your goals, and your personal brand. Sarah, how do you find your podcast? So my podcast only got announced yesterday. It's called Like an Event Boss, and it is a collaboration with an event prof in America called Carrie Abernathy. And you can find us on Instagram. It's at Like an Event Boss, and the first episodes drop next Wednesday on all your favorite podcast platforms. So next Wednesday, the 10th, will be episode 1. I'd love it if you could support that. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. So those are the questions in the Q&A. And we've also got questions in the chat box, and I'm here for that as well. So, what is the most effective elevator pitch you have ever heard or read? Okay, I love this. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I had an industry leader interview for my podcast a couple of weeks ago, and she was just incredible because we were like, right, can you just introduce yourself? And she's like, yeah, my name's this. I love margaritas and I love doing this. And she basically, she's a huge leader in the field of events, but she came in with the fact that she loved margaritas. And I thought, this is amazing because it stands the hell out from all those people. Like, I am consciously at the moment trying not to just make it all about my career. My personal brand, a lot of it is about my career, but also there's so much stuff that lights me up. There's so much stuff that lights you guys up. So try and think about you. The most standout personal brands are so tailored to that individual because we've all got our quirks. We've got those things that light that fire in our belly or the spark in our eyes. And that's what you should lead with. So hopefully that's helpful. There are plenty of people out there who are really, really powerful in kind of getting on a stage and commanding it. I've heard some great speakers People like Michelle Obama, people like Sophia Amoruso. I've heard Paris Hilton speak, and she actually has an incredibly strong business mind and personal brand as well. Sounds bizarre, but she really, really has. So those are a few sort of celebrity level people. But yeah, just hopefully that's helpful. This is a great question as well. Can your personal brand overlap with someone else's? Not competing, but having a different reason behind it? Yes, 1,000% yes. So I like to talk about mindset a lot because I'm an industry coach. So I talk about abundance mindset. So we have scarcity mindset, which is thinking there's never enough. There's not enough opportunities for all of us. There's not enough jobs. There's not enough money. There's not enough personal brand exposure. Or you look at abundance. Abundance mindset means that there is plenty out there for everyone. There are enough opportunities. Like collaboration over competition every single day of the week. Like, yes, we can, like, there are tons of people who have strong personal brands in event tech. For example, event tech is booming. Like, there has never been more event tech platforms, event tech. So there are a lot of industry leaders who have a really strong personal brand in event tech, but the strong ones have their niche. They have their thing that they believe in. So yes, and there should never be enough people stopping talking about this kind of stuff. Like, we want industry leaders, we want strong personal brands and events. So keep going. And actually, I think the strongest people are the people that bring in their own thoughts that are truly their own. Please, remember that you are an individual, you have your own superpowers, and the world needs to hear them. The world doesn't need to hear other people's. From you as well. So yeah, definitely, like, collaborate as well. You can collaborate with people that are on the same path with you, because then your experience goes twofold. Like I spoke about Sabrina, and both of us have strong niches and strong personal brands that talk about personal branding, but we're collaborating on a project because we support each other and because our combined powers are, bringing even more to the table. So yeah, don't worry about clashing. And yeah, overlap's absolutely fine. Another great question. Can you build a personal brand without taking up speaking opportunities? Visibility isn't where I'm most comfortable. Yes, you can. Oh my God, yes. So personal branding doesn't need to mean that you're on stage. It doesn't need to be that you are talking into camera on your Instagram stories. Like, you find what works for you. You might be an incredible writer. You might be someone that loves to network, but just doesn't love networking in person. So network at virtual events, like get in the chat box and start speaking to people. Like, find what makes you, what makes you light up, and go for that. Like, you can build a personal brand by showing up on Twitter for all the Twitter chats and, being there for your friends and championing others. And like, you can build a personal brand by hanging out in the audience of someone else's talk and being that person who's like, I really like this and I'm going to, talk about it. My personal brand has always been about speaking, because I'm an extrovert, I'm a type A personality. It's what I do, and I've always enjoyed that. But there are other things that I don't enjoy as much, so I just don't do them and I leave them to other people, and that is totally fine. So hopefully that is helpful. I think I've worked through all the questions, guys. I've been going through them because I really want to answer everyone's. But do come and find me on Instagram or any social media at Juliet Tripp Events. I would love to hear what you thought of this webinar today. Any feedback would be really, really welcome. Thank you so much, Millie. I'm looking forward to having you on the course in March as well. And yeah, thank you so much to CONFEX for having me. Make sure that you're following CONFEX. We've got some exciting news. Just moved the show dates to June. So we are all looking forward to hopefully raising a glass together at International CONFEX 2021. And yeah, thanks for being here, guys. I will see you, and I can't wait to see your personal brands grow and flourish. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to close things off right now, but I will see you all very soon.